Well, I'm really excited to come away here with a win, especially going into the bye week for us. It's a big deal. You know, you want them all to be pretty for 40 minutes. It obviously wasn't pretty for us in particular late, but we did what we had to do to come out of here with a win, and proud of our effort for doing that.
Questions? For Grace and Jayla, just what was it about the way they were pressing at the end there that made that so difficult?
Yeah, I think sometimes that just comes down to us making sure that we can be calm. And they, were getting up and they were trapping, so that just means, we have to be calm enough to find the open person and just get it up the court. But yeah, no, I think just that aggressive, trapping is kind of what got us. But we can stay calm and get through that.
Yeah, I think when we were going through our timeouts, coach was drawing up what we needed to do on the board, so we just wanted to make sure to execute what we were told.
Smith, 11 of your 15 in the second half. What did you see that really allowed you to get going?
I just think my teammates created for me as well, with my drives and also my shots. I know just me having just to improve going off of 2 feet and being stronger with going up, but overall, yeah, just my teammates creating for me.
But for both of you, 21 points in the first quarter there, just felt good starting out. What kind of led to that tonight?
I would say our confidence, of course. Before we started the game, we talked about just going in fighting, not backing down, and just keep our space and just staying poised through it all.
Yeah, I think Jayla really hit it on the head there, just, being confident and then also just being aggressive on both sides of the floor. We play really well when we're in transition, and so I think really being able to do that in the first quarter helped, but then also just executing our offensive sets and staying calm even throughout their pressure.
You guys were pretty successful out of the gates on the defensive end too, holding in the 30% shooting the entire game. What made you guys successful on that end of the ball?
Yeah, I think our coaches do a really good job of helping us with scout, and I think we were able to execute that with some of their personnel, just knowing where we wanted to guard people or where some of their tendencies could lead. So executing that and then also executing our defensive coverages early on, I think really helped.
For both of y'all, just heading into the bye week here, what are kind of your priorities as players for this next week, I guess?
I would say mainly resting, staying off our feet, coming in and doing treatment, and then schoolwork. That's what it would be.
For Slaughter, you were fouled 11 times tonight. When you're kind of just receiving the bump all night, do you feel like it takes a little bit longer for you to get going? Do you feel like that helps you kind of get into the game of a few of those touches?
I think it can kind of go either way. Being able to see some free throws going early, I think always helps, and just, kind of know that they are going to be aggressive around the rim, I think is good. And our coaches have really been emphasizing just getting to 2 feet. So, if you can get to 2 feet, go up strong, you might be able to get an and one or get to the free throw line, which is really good for us.
Any other questions? All right, sounds good. We'll dismiss the student athletes.
Good job.
Thank you.
See y'all.
All right, questions for Coach?
Coach, the way they were pressing at the end there, what are you kind of cycling through as a coach to be able to weather that and hold on there?
Yeah, I thought we just got a little casual and a little sloppy. In that moment, you can't be surprised what you're seeing. You got to be a little bit more sure with the basketball. And, I know sometimes, late you're wanting to kill some time. You lose a little bit of aggressiveness in those situations. So I wish we'd have been a little bit more aggressive. That doesn't mean you have to shoot quick, but be a little bit more aggressive attacking. We can handle that better. And great job by them. Don't get me wrong. They did a really nice job mixing up their presses. I think they showed about 3 different presses late. And, we've got to do a little bit better job handling that.
Coach, right before the first time out of the game, it felt like there was a play that Shrek had the ball at the 3, maybe hesitated a little bit, tried to get in the post, and I believe the ball went out of bounds. Then you go into that timeout, you come out, and it's 2 quick threes by Shrek. Was there a conversation about maybe getting a 3-ball going? What was talked about in that timeout to really get the offense going?
No, it wasn't specifically going right at her. We talked about we did talk about sharing the basketball a little bit more. We only had one assist at halftime, And I thought we needed to share the ball a little bit more. I thought they were collapsing with their defense. They were guarding us well, and we probably needed multiple actions offensively. I'm not sure. I don't recall how she got her shots, but we were wanting to get some get a little bit further into our offense, looking for some shots.
What do you feel like was working well defensively early on?
Well, I think two things. I think one, we were pretty locked in to our game plan, and they missed some shots. There's no doubt they missed some shots. Jordana being in there defensively was good for us. She didn't obviously get to play an awful lot. It's not because of foul trouble, and we were a little small defensively without her being in there. But I think early on we were just locked in to the game plan and to the personnel that A&M had, and thought we played it right to start the game.
And then the bye week, just what are you looking for out of the next 7 days or so?
Yeah, I'm glad Jayla said it. She said it right. We've got to rest up, and sometimes it's physical rest, but sometimes it's just a mental rest. I was talking to Coach Schaefer. This is a pretty long. It's been a long time coming to get that bye. A lot of people have already had theirs, so I think it's coming at a time we need it, and it's great to go in with a win. It just helps your psyche a little bit. But I think for us, we're going to be able to improve on a few things here and there, but we could probably use days off right now as much as anything.
Coach Shannon kind of had an off night with just 4 points. What can you say about her teammates that were able to step up and kind of fill that production last night?
Yeah, I think Jayla getting back to herself was really important for our team today. And, we've got a lot of different people. I think we're at our best when that production is spread around a little bit. And when we're not having to rely on, now obviously we rely on Grace a lot, but, not having to rely on some of the players solely. And, that's good for us to be able to have other people step up. We know Shannon is good, just had a tough night tonight, but she's going to be able to make plays for us, and just glad that other people were able to step up today.
And kind of an extension off of that, after the Ole Miss game, you said it was just a matter of knocking down a few shots, that you guys rushed a little bit. You guys much more efficient shooting tonight. What can you say about that performance?
Yeah, I think that's an area where whether or not it felt the same to our team, I thought we were a little bit more, we looked more comfortable shooting. We talked about it as a team. We practiced it, actually. You can't always simulate that game speed, but we tried to do that a little bit in practice and just bring attention to those rushed shots so that they could be a little bit more confident going into the next game.
With Jayla, unless today drastically changed things, I think she's still at above 50, 40, 90 on the season. Just what has made her so efficient with how she picks up her spots?
Jayla is honestly just very uncomplicated as a player. She doesn't make things harder than they need to be, and I think that she starts at a pretty good baseline, and she takes good shots. I don't think she didn't have any assists today, but I don't think she had any turnovers either. Had a couple steals, so she does other things well. But she's the player that you're looking at. Grace and Jordana and Shannon and Abby. You're looking at all these players, then you look up, and then you see where the production has come from with Jayla, and it's been really positive.
Coach, there's one name that has more minutes than Grace Slaughter tonight. That was Sotel. Talk to me about what kind of leaves you to have her out there for long periods of time in the Grace Slaughter stretch of minutes.
Yeah, Chloe makes a lot of good plays. Chloe can handle the ball. She can pass the ball. She can shoot. She's one of our best defenders. She's scrappy. And today we had Abby rotating out several times due to fouls, and Chloe was the one that just got to stay in, and she's become a player that we need on the court. And she can. I think she's been a positive player for us when she shoots well and when she doesn't shoot well. And I think I'm proud of her for that, and she stays pretty poised out there.
Kind of she been able to contribute that's made her so successful the last few games?
I think she's been poised in running our offense. I think we'll start with that. She's actually statistically, when we do all the analytics, she's our one of our best defensive players. So having her out there has been really positive for us on the defensive end, and she's starting to probably feel even more comfortable right now running the offense, getting the ball where it needs to be, and that's been a positive. I think just her physicality is important. That matters.
We'll take one or two more if you guys have.
All right, y'all be safe. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.